Alright, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel, Connor on Chain. So, today I want to talk about crypto gaming. I'm going to bring up a few coins that I really like. Just talk about some things with some gaming tokens. And then I also want to do some comparisons to the last bull run, with a lot of gaming coins. Even some lower to mid caps, upwards of some of the biggest in the space, and what they ended up doing. So, let's dive in. So, the first coin that I want to cover, as you guys know, if you've seen my channel a lot in the past where I talk about crypto gaming, I'm very bullish on Warped Games. They are a small team just continuously grinding to make a, sci-fi slash shooter game. And personally, I just think long term this is going to be a very strong coin. One of the main reasons as well is, you can see this chart. This is one of the only charts in crypto gaming, I think, as of now, that is, even remotely holding up. And I think from here, this is just going to continue and continue to grind and grind up. It's a low cap gaming token, and I don't know if this is 100% correct here. But again, the team just continues to be as transparent, honest as I've ever seen, any team in crypto. And like I said, they're just continuing to develop and grind. They just released a trailer, I think a week or two ago, for the game, which looked very impressive. Yeah, Warped is killing it in my opinion, and I think it's just gonna continue to kill it over the next 6 to 12 months. So another one too, I don't really cover Creo on the channel, but yeah, Creo is down very heavily right now. And again, with Creo, like this video is not meant to be a buy signal for anybody, right? It's just looking at a chart. Like this has just had a huge dump here, right? Big dumps across the board for most of crypto gaming. I remember seeing this way down here, but I completely faded Creo. If you got in low towards the bottom though, you could have made insane gains. Like anywhere from 50x to 20, 30x if you got in at the lows. Even if you got in buying into this FOMO, so you still could have made a 10 to 20x. So honestly, I think Creo itself, like they're still continuing to grind, to make partnerships, be on Twitter, all day, every day. Or maybe not all day, every day, but they're posting pretty consistently. You get a top tier team, a lot of backers, big backers as well. But yeah, it's just crypto gaming. The sentiment has been just not great, obviously, over the last few months. But in my opinion, crypto gaming, I think, is just way too big to fail. You literally have a ton of YouTubers, a lot of people on social media that are strictly gaming crypto focused. And to me that says a lot, just about the narrative itself. Like these people are dedicated to just crypto gaming and crypto gaming only, I feel like you don't really see that with many narratives. I've seen it a little bit now with AI, but at the same time, it's really rare to see that. So crypto gaming, like I said, I think is way too big to fail. But yeah, Creo is interesting, and again, this is not a buy signal. I'm not a financial advisor. Please do your own research too, but this chart is just down only right now, and maybe it bounces up and then continues, but it's probably gonna flatline before it has any sort of major movement back to the upside, But so that's Creo. Another one too I want to cover is Soonverse. Now this is a micro cap. It is back down, to fairly low levels as of right now. But as a micro cap gaming coin, I'm very bullish on Soon. So this is Soonverse. I know the chart looks weird because this is kind of what the chart looked like. It just doesn't show it on Uniswap here. But it had its launch, I think back in 2023 or something. It came down, died out for a while. Eventually had a big pump like this. This is initially when I started to get bullish on Soon, was back down here, came up, Now it is just back down to about half a penny right now. And honestly, I think it looks great. I think this is going to be one to run very hard once, the real crypto gaming run begins and starts. I think it's going to have a huge run. But you got to keep in mind that this is not going to happen overnight, not going to be tomorrow, not going to be in a week. It probably will take months from now until Bitcoin and ETH are way into new highs, as well as crypto gaming being a top narrative, on the current day, current week. So those are key factors you have to understand if you're just going to be buying, thinking it's going to go up. As again, I'm not a YouTuber that's just going to talk about a coin to pump bags. Like, I don't do that. I'm trying to focus on gems that will run with, retail euphoria over the next few months. That is the main goal right now with this channel, right? But I do believe soon, literally sitting under 2 million is going to have a huge run. Even just to see this do a 10 to 20x, I feel like is extremely achievable once crypto gaming comes back. Because also with Soonverse, they're aiming to burn upwards of 70% of their supply. They have multiple games out already, tons of partnerships left and right. They're extremely active on Twitter, on social media, and they have been even through the downturn here, which is very good to see. Their team is active. I've messaged them, talked to them a little bit. And yeah, one thing about Soon though is the Twitter sentiment behind it once it starts getting bullish is unlike anything I've ever seen. There are more people bullish on Soonverse that just come out of nowhere on Twitter talking about it than I've ever seen almost any coin in existence in my time sitting on crypto Twitter all day, every day. I think it is ridiculous how many people are bullish on this once it starts to get more traction. So for me, there are a ton of bullish factors with Soonverse, and it says SoonSwap, but that was their old branding. They rebranded to Soonverse, a while ago. But I'm super bullish on Soon. I do own this. I've been holding it for a long time. And again, I'm just going to continue to add, especially if it flatlines here for a while. I'm probably just going to continue to add to this and just let it sit for a while. Because really, I don't care what price action does. I mean, this low in market cap while it's sitting, I could care less if it moves up, down. Because again, the end goal is not to make a 20% move profit, right? Like, I want this to go up, down, continuing to add. And once it really has another run, that's what I'm going to be looking for, right? But Soonverse is definitely a gem, in my opinion. Another last one I want to cover is actually Carrot. This one I'm not going to go into it like crazy, but Carrot's definitely an interesting coin as well. The Carrot chart actually looks very strong for what it is. But, I feel like currently in the market, do not let a chart deceive you with market conditions, We've seen this play out already over the last 2 months now. Just, even if a chart looks good, most coins just continue to dip because uncertainty just kills these altcoins, right? So always keep that in mind. But Carrot's definitely interesting. They're kind of like a gaming infrastructure layer. And they got some really big backers and partners. Tokenomics are pretty good. But I think Carrot's definitely going to be probably a pretty strong player, going into the next few months here. Again, it's still fairly new. Their circulating is somewhat small, which is the only thing I kind of question with it, and potential unlocks, but outside of that, I think, again, once crypto gaming really comes back, this long term could have a really nice run as well. But I think currently, even if this comes down, if the sentiment stays down really hard, this probably will come down, bounce around sideways. And then, maybe it comes back in August, September, right? When crypto gaming really blows up, this is probably going to have a huge run. But yeah, I think Carrot's definitely a good one to keep on your radar as well. But yeah, so that's Carrot. So I want to pull up a couple things though. Just to show you guys though the sheer size of, when gaming comes back, what we actually might be able to experience here. So it's gonna be different. I'm gonna show you guys Axie, UFO Gaming, and D-Race. It's three old coins, from last bull run that I remember that were heavy gaming coins everyone talked about. And currently, again, so in our bull run here, we're 2 months out from the halving. In 2020, the halving I think was around April or May, something like that. I think it was May. And so if you're looking at May 2020, we're going to go see Axie Infinity, which is one of the biggest gaming coins in the last cycle, hands down. This was in November, and the market cap of Axie was only at 7 million, right? And again, if we're looking at about 1 or 2 months after the halving last cycle, like time frame wise we're at now, this is probably lower in market cap than that. Lower than 7 million. Because again, this is in November. But then what happened when we saw the entire explosion? This went to 8 billion. Again, technically 9 billion, almost 10, but no one ever sells that high. Let's say 8 billion you sold at. You literally pulled probably 100, 200x if you got in all the way back in, June, July of 2020. Even before like alt season or that mini DeFi summer, whatever you want to call it. We saw these alts run like crazy, right? But it's just the sheer size of some of these coins at the time down here versus where they are now is crazy. And that's what I think is going to happen again with, gaming coins, AI. I think AI is going to have an even bigger run than gaming, to be honest, but gaming is going to have a huge run at some point as well. So let's look at UFO. And so Axie though went from a literal micro cap upwards of one of the biggest top 100 coins, which is not very typical to happen. But I will show you. Maybe I'll show you guys a coin that I think kind of may have that potential. But so same thing with UFO. So this wasn't even a coin that was here during the halving last cycle. This launched middle of the bull run, right? Alright, so this isn't working right now. Hold on. That's weird. But UFO Gaming at the lows. Let's see like kind of what the market cap was. It's currently right now it's at 16 million, fully diluted, right? Yeah, so we saw UFO go from, you can just see it here. So at this bar here, this is around 250 million. So literally under, okay, so it is loading. So when it launched at 20 million, sitting in between 12 million to 20 million. If you got in when it launched, when it was down, when it started to move, about 20, 30, 40 million. But where did this end up going because of the attention it got? If you even sold anywhere to the upside, 700 million to about $1 billion in market cap. Again, for UFO Gaming, I still don't even know what UFO Gaming is. Sorry, there's a bug right there. Don't even know what UFO Gaming is. I never even knew what it was at the time in the past. But it's just being pumped everywhere because, the attention was on gaming coins like crazy, right? So UFO Gaming had a huge run. But that's just to show you the size of like the market caps of what happened, just from holding and waiting through into the retail euphoria that we saw. Again, from 20 million to $1 billion, guys. And this isn't a matter of, 2 months? Like, that's insane. And again, this was not even a top coin. This is probably a top, 200, 300 coin, too? And again, I'm not saying that coins are going to go this crazy, if not crazier, this bull run, but I think the potential for a lot of strong coins to pull somewhat similar runs is easily in the cards. And the other thing is to look at the time frame though. This is middle of 2021, end of 2021. When did Bitcoin halve? When did the halving happen for this cycle? It happened middle of 2020. So this is over a year and a half after Bitcoin actually had the halving when we saw these insane gains. So for us to be calling the top 2 months after this Bitcoin halving, I think is just stupid. Because we have not seen a year and a half out from the halving to see and, claim that, okay, maybe alts just never will run again, That would mean we still have about a year before we see most alts pull similar type gains if we compare it to last bull cycle, but, it's hard to know. I don't know. But I know for a fact at some point we will have more runs like this, but you just got to be prepared now versus later. Even if you just hold for another 6 months, a year. That's why I feel like holding true winners in the space right now is just, I think it's huge, Let's pull up, oh no, so D-Race I don't think is even on CoinGecko anymore. I don't know why. But so this is the last coin I want to pull up. So this is D-Race here, like I said. I'm going to market cap. But so yeah, you can see the same thing. And again, I'm bringing up these coins though because these gaming coins, these were literally pumped by Alex Becker and, just some of the top YouTubers that are super bullish on it. Top people on Twitter always talking about it. But same thing with D-Race though. This launched in August 2021. And look at the market cap. This was in between 50, 60, upwards of 100 million would be considered early if you got into D-Race, right? Actually, I'm looking at this chart though. I don't know what happened here. Like, holy dip. I don't know if that's just an error on Uniswap having a wick, but like, damn. But came back down, just bounced, and then had a huge run upwards of where it literally hit 1 billion and then sold off. So that still pulled a 10 to 20x that late in the cycle and at that high of a market cap from when it launched. Because if you're trading meme coins, you're trading new utility coins, we aim to try to get in at a couple million, right? To see a coin hit 80 million alone in current market conditions, we'd all, lose it in a good way, We'd be up like 20 to 40x just off that. This is what I mean. I'm trying to just show you guys the sheer fact of what can happen or what happened in the last cycle for gaming. And, I think microcaps, they have the potential to pull crazy moves. Again, I'm not talking about, a coin sitting at 2 million like soon is going to end up pulling 1 billion in market cap. Like, I don't think that's going to happen. Like, I'm trying to be more realistic because, D-Race, all these coins I brought up did get all the attention from some of the top YouTubers and top, people in the space at the time. But, I think, coins, to say a 10 to 20x is achievable, but in a lot of low caps that have potential, I think is, that's going to be a minimum. But again, it might take a long time to just hold on to those coins and wait it out. Because I look at it as if someone told you, if you put $1,000 in this coin, but you have to wait 12 months for it to 10x, would you take that? As simple as that, Like, yeah, it might be a little bit of time to wait, but where else are you going to 10x, 20x your money, in a year? All by just treating your MetaMask like a bank account type thing, But again, I'm not trying to make this sound like a buy video for Soonverse for certain coins. It's all high risk, very high risk stuff here. But again, I think we can see huge gains, and I think coins, Soonverse though, like in actuality, I could easily see that at like maybe 30 to 50 million in market cap. Anything higher though is definitely going to be insanely speculative. Because again, I think the main, I don't want to say a problem, but one of the biggest issues that I feel like this cycle is going to have is there are just so many tokens, because this game is only attention based, right? When you're coming at it from an investment standpoint, like most of the space, it's all attention driven. But when you have attention swayed, in the last cycle, it was mainly on like 10 to 20, maybe 30 good gaming coins, right? If that. I mean, this is just gaming, but I mean, yeah, I just look at meme coins specifically too. There are thousands and thousands of meme coins now, but they all just fight for that attention from people, right? And it's going to be the same thing with gaming. And the same thing with AI. There's going to be hundreds of AI tokens, if not thousands of them, all fighting for people's attention versus like last cycle. There's only a handful of really good projects that people really believed in and wanted to jump into. Again, in comparison to now, we have thousands where attention is just split now between 10 to 50 times more coins than it was last cycle. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see how things play out, even like in just different narratives. But I really do think aiming for like very clear winners in certain narratives is going to be key. Even just as a decent chunk of a portfolio. Because even RWA, I think, is going to have a huge run. It's definitely not going to be as big as gaming, AI, memes, but RWA will run very heavily. I know it's going to have a huge pump at some point. Because honestly, I just think Ondo's going to make a killing, even at current levels. Probably can go to 5 to 10 billion long term. I think Ondo is going to make a killing. And that's just going to bring up all the other RWA tokens too, right? But outside of that, that's what I wanted to talk about today. Just bring up a bunch of these coins and just show you guys, just the literal potential of what a bull run can do, specifically for gaming. If you guys are feeling down bad on gaming coins, because I know, like I said, the market sentiment is just really down. So hope you guys found some value with this. Like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what coins you're invested in. I want to know in the comments. And outside of that, I appreciate you watching, and I will see you in the next video.